quickly when we might be going down a wrong path. How many of you have ever missed an opportunity? How many of you think you could create your own opportunity? Awesome. In moments of fear, do you ask yourself empowering questions? Empowering questions will give you clarity and propel you into your next level of leadership. Who's willing to volunteer and give me their definition of an empowering question? Come on, be brave. Tell everybody your name again, please.
Carrie Roberts. How does it get any better than this?
That doesn't tell me what an empowering question is.
Oh, I thought you wanted an empowering question.
No, I want your definition so that people who don't know what they are.
Definition of empowering questions?
Yep.
To put something out in the universe to figure out a solution to a problem, kind of.
That's part of it. Thank you. I appreciate it. That's part of it. They're always open-ended. They're never yes or no. They raise awareness. They cause you to ponder and be curious. These are the type of questions that give you Oprah aha moments. I'm going to give you a freebie day that I teach my clients. Write this down. Empowering questions never, ever, ever start with why. Ever. Write that down. They never start with why. W-H-Y. Never. Why brings up defensiveness. Defensiveness brings in the ego, and the ego brings in emotion, and when emotions go up, intelligence goes down. Isn't that right, Ms. Tanya? Right? So they never, ever, ever start with why. Empowering questions mirror what Stephen Covey taught us in his book, 7 Habits of Highly Successful People, when he said, seek first to understand and then be understood. But the key difference with empowering questions is that you're not trying to get somebody else to understand you. You're trying to understand you. Come on. How many times have you found yourself and you go, I cannot believe I'm here again? Come on. I did the same thing again, right? We don't have that awareness to see ourselves. That's what empowering questions are going to do. They're very, very powerful. The first one I gave you is what else is possible. I had someone send me someone they wanted to be a client of mine, young, brilliant, creative young man, early 20s, had no idea how to lead a company. A member that had invested in his company says, you have got to help him. He has to go through your leadership process or we're going to remove him as CEO of his own company. So he comes in and we have our little strategy session and I tell him what the investment is to work with me for 6 months. And he goes, oh, I got to see if I can afford that. And I said, is that the question? He goes, yeah. I said, they're going to remove you as CEO of your own company. Perhaps the question is, can you afford not to? He left. He didn't sign up. But I saw him off and on in the building. And when I saw him, I just asked him, well, what else is possible? Well, I don't have the money. One day I asked him, what else is possible? My parents don't have the money. Look at the defensiveness. I was just asking him to think about what else was possible. Time goes by. This investor comes to me and says, will you call him one more time? And I said, no, I don't chase clients. But I'm a sucker for favors. So I call this young man and we have a conversation. And on a Monday night, I'll never forget. And I go home, and I have my dinner, and I make my cocktail, and I'm sitting in my easy chair, and my phone and my email start blowing up. And it's this young kid. He's like, you tell whoever's trying to take CEO, they can't have my company. And I'm thinking, what is going on? Didn't hear from him for about 3 days. Then he calls me and says, I'm ready. I want to come in and see you. So we book an appointment. And he comes in. And I said, now wait a minute before we start. I need to know how you're going to pay me. And he reaches down and he pats his pocket. And he says, I got cash. I'm going to pay you cash twice a month. Would that do for you? I said, yeah, cash works great. I said, but what happened in that phone call? What empowering question did I ask you that brought about this massive change? And he said, it wasn't just that night. Every time you saw me, you kept encouraging me to ask what else is possible. And he said, I wouldn't do it. I thought that was foo-foo stuff, he says. But that night, you gave me a story. And that story taught me what it meant to not be attached to the outcome. So I decided I would try it. So he tells me for 2.5 days, every time he thought about it, he went, huh. What else is possible? And then he'd go back to his work. He didn't try to figure it out. Wasn't attached. Because I told him, I don't care if you win $10 million tomorrow in the lottery. You stand up and you celebrate and you go, oh, I just won $10 million. What else is possible? Right? You don't use it when you think something is negative or you're looking for an answer. So he said after 2.5 days, it came to me that all I needed to do was find 2 people to teach how to speak and read and write Spanish. And so I did. This kid was grinning from ear to ear. I reached over, gave him a high five, but you know what I was thinking? I was thinking, TSW, TSW. This shit works. Yes. Right? If we're open to trying to apply it. Here's your second question. It's at the bottom of your page. You can use this in every area of your life. It is powerful. In every vertical, you can change one of the words in there. How would the leader I want to become do the thing I'm about to do? If you can use that on a regular basis, it will open up your awareness. How would the leader I want to become do the thing I'm about to do? It is synonymous to that old saying, who are you when nobody's watching? How do you act when nobody's watching? I'm here to tell you, somebody's always watching. Somebody is always. Do what? You can say, how would the father or how would the husband, how would the wife I want to become do the thing? It will absolutely, if you get clear on that and use it regularly, it will change your behaviors. Leaders have solid boundaries. I have a friend, she works in corporate America. They love her in corporate America because she never says no. And last summer she started having panic attacks. And these panic attacks became debilitating. So she called me up and I'm asking her what's going on. And she says, I've got stuff due next week on 3 projects and I'm going out of town on another project. And I don't know what to do. And I was like, did you ask your boss for help? I can't do that. Now, mind you, her boss was another female. She says, I can't do that. And I said, why not? She says, I don't want her to think that I'm weak and I can't handle this. I tell you right now, you don't ask for help because you're weak. You ask for help to remain strong. You might want to put that one down. You ask for help to remain strong. When you get comfortable with your no, your yes becomes way more powerful and it becomes more valuable. Now, I expect every hand to go up. Who in here has ever said yes when they mean no? Come on. Right? I will tell you, friends that I've had for years, they used to call me about going out. I'm not a night owl. And I would say no, and they would want a story. Can you give me a story? And now they know. They can text me, email me, call me, and if I say no, they go, okay. But they know if I say yes, I'm going to show up unless I'm dead or in the hospital, right? Think about that. We always want to try to give somebody a story, right? My dad's 87 years old. We have the relationship I've looked for my whole life. That wasn't always true. Even just several years ago, I was at his house and he asked me something and I told him no. He didn't like that. And he was hammering me for a while. And I finally said, do you want me to give you a story? He goes, yes, I want a story. I go, great, make one up. You're way more likely to believe what you think than what I tell you. Yes? You are way more likely to, you don't owe anybody a story. Write this down. No is a complete sentence.
What is it?
No is a complete sentence. Right? You don't owe somebody a story. Another obstacle that we women face, more often than men, is that we just want everybody to like us. Right? I'm here to teach you, tell them to respect you, not to like you. Teach them to respect you. Right? Not to like you. The liking will come. Make sense? One of the things we do is that we confuse leadership with power. Right? Power is the ability to get somebody to do something, typically through coercion or force. Leadership is about inspiring somebody so that they want to go do what you want them to do to the very end without any force. We also confuse power with titles, just like we confuse leadership with titles. I'm here to say, embrace leadership as a lifestyle. It's ongoing. It doesn't have to have a title. You can be a leader in your network. You can be a leader in your church. You can be a leader in your community or in your business. Anywhere that there's an opportunity, you can have that. I work with a lot of women who are in transition. They're either entrepreneurs, want to be entrepreneurs, want to go for that promotion, and they have all these great ideas. And they come to me, but they lack the courage, and they lack a plan. And that sometimes you just need permission to break the mold. We're talking about impairing questions. I had another client, and the first time she came to see me, she was on time. Second time, she's a little bit late. By the fourth time, she's seriously late. So those of you who know me, I'm a hugger. So she comes to my office, and I hug her, and I sit her down right away, and I said, this is a great coaching opportunity. Get your pen and paper out. So she did. And I said, write this down. It's what I told you earlier. How I do anything is how I do everything, right? But what happened after that was she wanted to give me a story. How many of you want to give me a story while you're late? I said, this is not about you being late. She said, it's not? I go, no. This is about where are you in your life not showing up for you. You pay me in advance for my time. I'm not giving you any money back. And I'm not giving you extra time. Let me tell you, I gave her that as homework ad nauseum. Amazing. When she was open to that question on a regular basis, within a few weeks she would come in and she would be discussing either whether it's business or personal, and she'd go, oh, that's where I'm not showing up for me. Because now she's aware. In 6 months, we doubled her income over the year before. In 6 months. Because she was aware of where she was self-sabotaging. How many of you think that some area of your life you're self-sabotaging? Right? And sometimes most of the time you don't even know where, right? And you just need someone to guide you or to tell you. I'm here to challenge you today. Take action, but you must step through the door. Nobody's going to open the door for you. Yes? Leaders take risks. If you want that job of a lifetime, that retirement of a lifetime, whatever it is you're seeking, you have to be willing to take a risk to get it. And keep these two things in mind as a leader. It's a two-pronged approach. You continue your own personal development in leadership for yourself and for your future. The second prong is for you to reach back and be a mentor to someone else and bring somebody with you. Yes? Which is why we continue on our own personal development, so we can reach back and bring somebody from behind with us. You don't have to be that far ahead of that person, 2 or 3 steps, and they can still look up to you and learn from you. Right, Diana? It all starts with asking empowering questions. Change your language, you will change your mindset, and you will change your outcomes. Who in here would like to have better outcomes for 2019? Are you willing, are you open to change your language? Rob Shalom Jerome. I know that dessert looks really good, but I'm going to ask you to put your forks down. Give me 60 seconds. Put your forks down. Put your pens down. Everybody close your eyes. Male and female, close your eyes. Let's take a deep breath. Let it out. Close your eyes. One more time. Breathe in and breathe out. Keep your eyes closed. And as I ask you this question, there's 3 things going to happen. You're going to think about what your answer is. I want you to envision what the answer is while your eyes are closed. And I want you to see how it feels in your body. Your best friend is standing at the podium, and he or she is reading your eulogy. And she says, she made a difference, blank. What is your difference? What is the difference you are making in life? Think about how it feels. Are you pursuing it? Are you not? Can you see it? Because I'm here to challenge you to step up and make a difference. Thank you. You can open up your eyes. I'm going to offer you a little bonus here. There's about 40 people in the room. This is good for 3 people. I'm going to challenge you. Perhaps there's a job that you want to apply for, that you're not doing it because, oh, I don't have all the qualifications, or a promotion, or you want to change careers, right? Or you want to change fields. I'm challenging you today to do it and document it. And then I want you to go on LinkedIn and I want you to find a new contact that can help you get that position. Do it and document it. The first 3 people to email me with those results, I will give you a free 20-minute strategy session so that we can sit down and put a plan in place for you to achieve that goal. Anybody willing to try to do that?
State it again?
First 3 people.
The challenge.
The challenge. Something that you've been hesitant or procrastinating in doing, whether it's applying for a new job, asking for a promotion, asking for a raise, changing a career. Maybe you want a board seat. Maybe you want to be on a committee. Whatever it is that you're not doing that you know you really want to do, I want you to do it, document it, go on LinkedIn, find somebody that can help you get that, document it. The first 3 people to email me with that documentation and the result will get a free 20-minute strategy session, and we'll help you get to where you want to go. Today is the day. It's in my phone, in my calendar at 6 a.m. in capital letters every day. I'm going to encourage you to stop waiting, rise up, play big, take action, and become the lioness leaders you were created to be. Yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you. Anybody have any questions? Any?
Okay, if you don't have
Awesome, we were good.
questions, And I'll just tell you about how failing courageously is a really, the topic is very near and dear to my heart because if starting over was a sport, I'd be Olympic material. So, and the good part about that is that I'm no longer afraid of starting over again because look at where we are and where we landed. And I'm going to tell you all, you are in the top 3% of the whole universe, like everything, everybody, planet-wise. Just because you're sitting here looking at this view, you have great things. You are great. You have great things ahead of you, and next year is going to be amazing. It's going to be super extraordinary. So, show up. Yeah. What would you like? Question.
I don't want to come up there, but can I just say something?
Yes.
When you're gonna dance, you gotta let me know, all right?
We're not going to do it.
I just want to say, I got acquainted with Carol recently. She's one of my favorite people I've met at the Tower Club. And
Thank you.
I know for certain she's a badass, and I think you're amazing.
Thank you.
I'm so sad that I couldn't get here sooner. She's amazing.
Thank you.
I want to endorse you myself, so I think you're fantastic.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Carol, I hear, and I'm old enough to be your older sister, and I've experienced lots of coaches and Tonys and, Zigs and all these people, and I have great intentions, and then life gets in the way. The husband needs something, the kids, the grandkids, and all of a sudden these great paths that you were following get muddled and muckered, and then that great thing that you were going to do gets out of the way. Is there a way that you coach people to ignore life in order to get through to those goals that they have? Because I am still struggling with the goals that I want to get to because of the muddled life that we all live.
This is awesome. Awesome. I'm going to say 2 things. Everybody, turn your paper over. You got some things to write down. I just heard you use the word struggle twice. Write this down. Struggle is optional.
Okay.
Struggle is a habit. I struggle because I'm addicted to my story. What story are you choosing to stay addicted to that's keeping you in the struggle? That's number 1. The second thing is, yes, one of the things I work with my clients on, this is way more common with women than it is with men, is you must fill your cup first. You give to others from your overflow. So you prioritize. And with women, a lot of times, we make everybody else more important than we are. Because we've been taught to take a back seat. We've been taught that that's selfish. I'm telling you it's not selfish, it's self-care. It's self-care. Yes?
Yes.
Does that help you, Stephanie?
Yeah.
I can help you with that.
I know you can.
Anybody else? Awesome. Go ahead.
No, Leslie.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I just had a quick question. So you were talking about the empowering question, and then
then you said why is not an empowering question. Do you still think the why is important? Because like, I think about it like I want to know why I do certain things to find what those empowering questions should be. Like to kind of look back and kind of analyze like
Knowing your why,
certain way.
knowing your why and to why you do things is important. For example, if you're trying to examine a behavior, I would not use the word why, right? Once defensiveness and emotion comes in, it closes down your awareness. It's like somebody saying, I know that. As soon as somebody says, I know that, they're not going to learn anything else new. The brain shuts off, right? I would ask questions like this. What's the one thing I need to learn to change this habit? Right? Who do I need to seek out that can show me what I need to know? Where do I need to go to meet that one person? What one thing can I learn that will elevate every area of my life? And you put it out there, and you're not attached to the outcome to how it shows up. And trust me, things will start showing up. I'll be honest, I was stunned. I give my clients a prep sheet in between sessions for homework, and it's a one-pager. And last Monday night, I got a two-pager from my client who was coming in on Tuesday. So I printed it out, and I took a look at it. And one of the things it talks about was accomplishments and things they're proud of. And she put a big arrow, and she went to the second page. And you get down to the second to last bullet point on the second page, and she said, thank you, Carol Boston. She's been working with me since August 23rd. She said, since I've been working with you, I've increased my net worth by $250,000. $250,000. All because she was open to doing something different. She came in and she said, I need to make this much money this year, and this is the only way I can do it. That's gone by the wayside. Totally gone by the wayside.
Is that a happy going?
And she's learned how to celebrate. I want to read one thing I forgot. It's important. Because one of the things, and I have clients in this room, and I teach them to celebrate. And sometimes they go, my man Ego, he's adopting this better than almost anybody. I know when I see him in the hallway and he goes, yeah. Something good just happened. He put an anchor on it. Something good just happened. But for women, right? Think about this. Who's ever watched the TV show Broad City? What channel is that on?
I watched it on Hulu actually, so not Comedy Central, I think.
It's called Broad City. Anyway, I've never heard of it. And it's been around for a couple of years, and they were on hiatus. So Annie Jacobson was writing a book. Now think of this. She's looked at as a successful actress. People look up to her. Her show is successful. Her book is successful. And in her book, she says this, and I'm talking to the women. She also surveys her professional insecurities, which will be familiar to many women: a reluctance to celebrate her successes, a fear of saying no, discomfort with telling people that something wasn't done correctly. Listen to this. She says there is a quiet epidemic of women taking and absorbing the blame for other people's mistakes because of some inherent attribute deep inside us, constantly telling us, try not to be difficult. I'm encouraging you, be difficult. Be difficult. It's just a label. Think about it. I better stop, or I can say something else.
You can go. Well, other than today, moving forward, we'll have everybody out by 1.
I'm the anomaly.
Hey, don't stop. We're getting the best coaching ever. It's amazing. Don't stop. We can throw this in a minute.
Yes.
One of the issues that I was faced with in the past, and I'm sure other women face it, is that you're good at a lot of things. And because you're good at them, you do it because maybe they make you a lot of money, and you're just good at it, but you hate it. I find it hard to, for instance, let me talk about this.
Sure.
I've spent 30 years in corporate America.
Okay.
And I was moving every 5 years.
Okay.
To some part of the United States. We moved here to Florida. I moved from Minnesota. And I'm like, oh, Jesus. Anyway, so at the end of, long story short, it came time for them to move again 5 years later. And, you get that cushy job type of thing, and I sat here, and I finally had to say to myself, stop being a victim. Because I didn't want to move to Oklahoma.
does?
Yeah, I'm like, Oklahoma. Florida, Oklahoma. So and I said, you know what, Jim, I'm no longer a victim. I'll see you guys in the action. I'm not moving. And of course he was devastated, and I felt really, really bad because I had said, and he didn't understand how I could say no, because each promotion came with more money.
Right.
How I could say no to the money at this stage, and I'm like, okay, I can't do this. And I did.
Good for you.
And the rest is history. But now I'm faced with a similar thing. I'm in business with someone, and they want to take the business in a certain direction. And yeah, I'm good at that too, but I don't want to do it. So I'm just gonna tell them no. And walk away.
Do you really want to walk away?
I want to walk away because I'm already on Medicare and Social Security.
Oh, you're on easy street. So what was the question? There wasn't a question.
I think she figured it out. I figured it out.
That's what great coaching does. You figured it out.
It's so easy for her. Okay, well, one of the things that we like to do is always encourage other new and younger entrepreneurs. And unfortunately, Michelle Valor, who couldn't be here today, is the recipient of a new company, an award. Oh, yeah, of course. Broward County does a fast track.
Okay.
It's called New Venture Fast Track, an award, Broward County, for 150 new businesses that are just beginning the idea of what they want to do. And Michelle Valor won, and it's called Beach Buddies. And as locals, you may relate to this. We stopped going to the beach because it's such a pain in the butt sometimes. And getting the whole family, getting the gear, getting the umbrellas, getting everything together. So her company is about, she'll meet you at your car when you park, and she'll bring everything out for you, and all you gotta do is bring your family and your kids, and she sets up the whole thing, and it is unique. Yeah, it's unique because...
Creative.
Well, everybody's got family coming into town, and if you don't, next time you do, it's unique because every other company out there is renting all the equipment, and they don't do anything, just like you got your own stuff. We live here. You know, we have it. So you just pack it in the car, and then you take care of your family, you get to the beach, and they've got your whole site set up, and it's really neat. So she donated a whole day to the beach for everybody as a raffle today, and it's called Beach Buddies, and she'll probably be here in January, and I'm sure she will be. However, she's not here today, so we want to raffle that. Someone's going to pick it out, whoever, and if you don't think you're going to use it, let us know, and we'll re-raffle. Because
I wouldn't use it.
Mayonnaise
I'm Casper.
and blowouts, and no one's used them yet. At Lux Style Bar, like 4 blocks away. So that kind
Do you go to the
serves
beach?
Me. Nobody wants to do their nails or hair.
You don't go to the beach? You do? Well, you won. Barbara Kasadikian from Compass Realty.
There you go. All right, because if you're not, don't use that. Anyway, at the end of the day, do you want to know? Yeah, here you go. The last, the most said sentence, and I speak to Carol a lot, and this should make everybody feel better, and truly wish everybody the greatest holidays. Thank you so much. I wish you joy and absolute peace, and just knowing and belief that it is going to be all right, and you're amazing. And that you never have to hear so many times in your life, wow, this is a real coaching moment. Are you open to it? Which I hear a lot. Anyway, Christy, goodbye. That's the end of the year. Goodbye. Have a nice day.